Okay, it's time to finally address this thing head on. Exogenous ketones for fat loss. If you've been, if you lurk on like keto groups, or if you put out keto content, if you hit that keyword in any way, you've probably had the marketers come knocking at your door, or even private messaging you on Facebook out of nowhere. Have you heard of this amazing new product that will get you into ketosis in 20 minutes? It'll make you lose 5 pounds of fat a day. And it's got all these other magical properties. You've probably seen and you know what, let me say this also, there's very nice people who market these things too. It's not just the obnoxious, out of nowhere, spam YouTube comments, spam your private messages type people that are out there. There are people doing it with integrity and marketing it in a more intelligent way. But the ones that tend to stick out, unfortunately, are the obnoxious ones. And I get so many of these private messages and emails from these people trying to get me on the selling the ketone bandwagon. And I understand you get a lot of profit, you make a lot of profit from these things, these MLM marketing things have got a lot of money behind them now. So I'm not even going to talk that. I mean, I've already obviously stated my opinion on the obnoxious marketing tactics of some of the representatives from these MLM type companies. It doesn't represent everybody. So you know what I feel about that. It's annoying. I don't like it. But let's just talk about the actual product. Just straight up, let's talk about the exogenous ketones and their effectiveness as a fat loss tool, because that's the main marketing for it right now, as a fat loss tool. I can definitely see them having some value as far as like a medical type tool, but the ketone salts don't seem to be ideal for that situation either. I don't know. I'm not convinced on the validity and the importance and the usefulness of much any of these products. They're very expensive. You're basically replacing something that your body can do for free with an expensive $5 to $10 per dose product. I mean, I'll get into the other stuff later about how it doesn't actually make you lose fat, and how actually taking exogenous ketones will very likely inhibit burning your own body fat, especially for the time that you're burning those ketones, right? But ketones inhibit lipolysis. High blood ketones, especially when you give yourself a bunch of exogenous ketones, they will block the breaking down of body fat. If you're already flooded with a fuel source, why would your body want to make more of it from your own fat? So if your goal is fat loss, straight up, these ketones, these exogenous ketones, you don't need them. You want to create your own ketones out of your own fatty acids and break down your own body fat to make those ketones. Don't spend your money on it. Don't fall for the marketing. They're overpriced, in my opinion. Of course, yeah, they're probably expensive to manufacture, but there's a lot of people manufacturing these things now, so they wouldn't be pushed so aggressively if there wasn't a huge markup. That's what I'll say about that. So I believe they're very overpriced, and I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think you're getting what you're being told you're getting as far as the benefits go. You're not reaping all the benefits of a ketogenic diet through just taking exogenous ketones. And you're not going to make yourself adapt quicker to a ketogenic diet by taking exogenous ketones. Of course, there's no studies that are going to prove this. This is just my experience working with hundreds of clients and talking to people who've used these exogenous ketones for various reasons. My buddy Andrew, I was talking to my buddy Andrew Scarborough. He's been using a ketogenic diet as an adjunct therapy for brain cancer, for an astrocytoma, and been using it very effectively. For a while, he was using some exogenous ketones, and he said that he, found that some of them were a seizure trigger, but some of them weren't. But he recently told me that he stopped using them completely because he believed that they were inhibiting his ability to create ketones naturally. Basically, he felt like his body was down-regulating the process of ketogenesis due to the exogenous ketones, meaning it was harming and marring his use of a ketogenic diet. Very, very interesting. I would not have expected that. And of course, this is not a scientific study or something. This is an anecdotal experience, but very interesting nonetheless. So, yeah. Exogenous ketones will not make you lose more body fat. You're not burning your own body fat when you take these ketones. And they're pretty dang expensive. I would much rather have you spend that money on high quality foods, give yourself nutrient dense foods, I mean, if you're going to be spending $5 a dose in these exogenous ketones, taking several doses a day, you spend like $15 a day on these things. I mean, that's you can get a bunch of really high quality grass-fed beef with that. You can get a bunch of really high quality wild caught fish with that, depending on where you live. If you're in the US or Europe, I'd much rather have you spend your hard-earned cash on quality ketogenic style foods, quality keto friendly foods, and eat a ketogenic diet. Eat a well-formulated ketogenic diet where you know how to prepare foods. Learn how to prepare nutrient-dense foods that hit the macros you've got to hit. I mean, if you're trying to learn how to prepare ketogenic meals, if you're trying to become proficient in your kitchen as a keto chef, some people know where I'm going with this. You got to check out my wife Jessica's cookbook, the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook. There's like over 137 recipes. I could be wrong. I always get the number wrong. But the thing's almost 300 pages long, over 130 recipes. And there's an entire section on how to use organ meats, some of the most nutrient-dense parts of the animal, teaching you how to use it, how to prepare organ meats, how to properly prepare them so that they are delicious. All the recipes have got macros, which, you know, she put in the time to take care of these little details, like making sure every single recipe's got the macros and they're all fat loss friendly. So if you're trying to lose body fat, you don't need to be eating 80, 100 grams of fat every single meal. So she went through every single recipe, made sure they were fat loss friendly, and shows you and gives you tips on how to adjust the macros accordingly to fit your macronutrient needs. So if you need to add more fat, subtract more fat, increase protein, decrease protein, to hit your macros, if you're trying to get really specific and tight with it. And then the book shows you how to do that and we give you suggestions. There's even an entire section on how to use spices to bring out certain flavors, like how to bring out sweet flavors without sweetening it, just through using specific spices and flavor combinations. I mean, I praise her almost every video about this book because it's amazing. She put so much work into it. The level of detail is ridiculous. So check out the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook. Get proficient at making ketogenic meals. Eat a well-formulated ketogenic diet, rather. The exogenous ketones are not going to accelerate your results. They're not going to make you lose several pounds of body fat every day. What they do is they can blunt your hunger because you're putting ketones in. You're putting an energy source into your body. But you want to make your own ketones. So the best ketones that you can buy don't cost you anything. You make them. So make your ketones. Don't buy your ketones. Well, do what you want. If you find them useful, use them. But if you're just starting out a ketogenic diet, you're better spending your money elsewhere. You're better buying nutrient-dense whole foods, not wasting money on these supplements. And get yourself the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, a training manual for ketogenic, low-carb, and paleo cuisine. You can find that exclusively at primaledgehealth.com. You can find more information there. If you want coaching, you can hit us up at the coaching section. And we'll see you guys next time. Signing out from the Andes where the birds are singing loud and where hopefully we get some continued sunshine to dry up all this mud and turn it into dust so it'll blow around and get on all our cars. Oh, what a crazy world we live in. I'll see you guys next time. primaledgehealth.com. Check out that cookbook.